I'm having another art scratch. And if you aren't familiar what an art scratch is, it is a saying that I came up with to describe the complexities that I feel about being an artist and a creative. And my art scratch today is I have been reflecting on all the many different places that I've lived in my life. I have lived as far as Seattle, Washington, and as far as Atlanta, Georgia. I say Atlanta, Georgia because if I actually say where I lived, unless you live in Georgia, you have no idea what I'm talking about. So I'm going to say Atlanta for the purpose of this. And when I was in Georgia, my biggest pet peeve was I lived with my family, and my family was fortunate enough to live next to an up and coming production studio. It was a TV and film production studio, and we just so happened to live next door to one of the producers. And she could not help but rant and rave to my grandmother about how excited she was about this new opportunity to work with this production company. My grandmother knew that I was very interested in the arts. I had just come from doing a series of plays, and she did not want to tell me, ironically, that there was a production studio that was being built right next to her home, essentially. And when the production person, her neighbor, met me, she was immediately taken aback about how much personality that I have, especially when I'm interacting with people that I'm comfortable with. She saw me interacting with my mother, and she instantly, I guess, saw star power. Her words, not mine. And I just looked at her confused because I was just like, why are you talking about star power if I don't even know who you are? She lets me know that she's a producer at this new film studio and she would like to take me on a tour if I'm interested. I take the tour. I'm ecstatic over the moon. She is trying to help me with my resume. She is trying to get me an agent. Everything somebody could dream of as a creative and an artist. Unfortunately for me, I had made the mistake in asking her, where were people my age in this? At the time, I was in my early 20s. And I wanted to be surrounded by people who were creative themselves, whether it was being a producer, lighting, stagehand, etc. I just wanted to be around creatives. She told me, and I quote, that there are no African Americans in the state of Georgia that like the arts. And I was shocked. I was horrified. I didn't know what to say, what to do, how to feel. I was just like, what do you mean there's nobody that likes the arts? Are you kidding me? No, she was in fact not kidding me. She was legitimately telling me the truth, the cold hearted truth. Now, let's fast forward to now, currently residing in the state of Maryland. And as I have been interacting with people who are close in age, they ironically have one thing in common. And I just want you to guess what it is. If you guessed that all of them lived in Georgia, you're correct. Every last person I have come in contact with in these last few months live in Georgia. And I can't help but wonder, and this is where the art scratch comes in, why she said there was nobody African American that wanted to be a creative. And now that I don't even live in Georgia, I see Georgia becoming this mecca, if you will, of Black artistry. And I'm 100% behind it, but also pissed off because I was told that there is not any Black creatives in Georgia. And it just perplexes me. I see everybody doing these fabulous things, fabulous work on their resume. There is no animosity or jealousy in my heart. I just still can't believe that this major player at a film production studio looked me dead in my face and told me, no Black people want to do what you're talking about. And so when I do get excited to go to Georgia, I'm always hoping that I will run across somebody my age who love to create. And it's not in a way of hoping to collaborate, but just simply having an open dialogue as to why a lot of people are just now finding out that African Americans have this close knit community of creatives. And that is